Hello, 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 and welcome to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is kind of a slightly modified version of the game. By that I mean it's heavily modified. I spent a few hours on this. I've added a bunch of extra cars that don't actually replace cars that are in the game, but they're actually added to the game. There's like a couple of new spawn points, and I think there's some minor Clio mods. I think I have one that adds horns to the trains, and that's about it. Whistles. So we're gonna start a new game. And kind of show it off, I guess. You'll skip the intro video. You can probably watch that on another video if you want to. And we're going to ignore the bike. Like, I think practically everybody did the first time they started this game. They're just like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go do whatever else happens to be in front of me. Like stealing this car. Alright, so I guess I'll go show you the new spawns. But first we will mute the music. Or decides to put the channel in jeopardy. Anyway. There we go. Hopefully that didn't count as a copyright thing there. Anyway. Yeah, that's where the first mission starts. There's a blue name. CJ wants to talk about how Grove Street was his home, and then he left, and then stuff happened. Most notably, his mom died. I'm not actually joking, that's actually the story. Anyway. I changed the engine sound in some cars, too. I thought the Esperanto had a weird engine sound for what it was. So I changed it. I would show you, but there's a cop right by, and you don't want to get the cops on you. Yeah, there's a train horn. Which you can hear now. And the trains can be in different colors. I also changed the color sets of several vehicles a little bit to add more variety. Like, cop cars can come in green and blue now in addition to black and white. I don't think that's particularly realistic. It just adds more variety. Ambulances can come in blue now too. I think orange? I don't know. Alright, we'll hop the fence here and then I'll show you where the new spawns are because not here. Also show you how to get over the airport fence after just starting the game. That's always useful to know. We'll take the dodo. Alright. Put in the lock wanted level cheat so we don't get a 4-star wanted level as soon as we leave Los Santos. Yeah. Anyway. You know, the weird thing is, it's been years since I played this on the PS2 and I still remember all the freaking cheat codes. It's weird. Anyway. We already wanged our wing. Got a wang wing now. Alright. Go to Las Venturas. If we're lucky, you might be able to spot some of the cars I added into traffic, because they appear on occasion. I think most of them do. I think I might be missing a few, because I haven't seen them yet, aside from when I spawned them with the trainers. Anyway. We're in Las Venturas, the airport. I had Deluxo. Might have been a Deluxo. Yeah, there are Deluxos in the game now. And here's the first spawn I added. It's the Andromeda, which now spawns here. You can fly it and everything. This is not a... This is actually put into the game's files. This isn't a Clio script or anything. You gotta edit the game's files, and then it's kind of a pain in the butt, because then none of your saved files that you have after editing will work, and you gotta start a new game from scratch for it to work. Which kinda sucks, so I don't do this very often. Anyway, in addition to this, we have another surprise that I could take off and not crash. And it will always spawn in that spot at the airport every time the area reloads. See? Also go to area 69 here. If you look carefully, I'm gonna die. Or at least the plane's gonna die. I got far enough away from you that I didn't get caught in that. And it actually didn't disappear, that's funny. Usually if the Andromeda explodes, it just disappears completely. But that time it didn't. Weird. Is there like an entrance to the base somewhere here? I'll just take the Patriot. And there's a fence. God dang it. And be defeated by a fence. Give me a moment. The resolution may do weird things while I do some stuff. Anyway. Let me fire up my spawner here. Okay. Now we got a Landstalker. And we could walk through the fence. Now the second spawn point I added, and this is also a new vehicle. So you can see right there in front of the building, there's a UFO. And no, it did not replace the Sparrow. It actually uses the handling of the Sparrow because of limitation in the mods. I can't put in new handling lines. Well, I can put them in the file, but the game just doesn't like to read them. I don't know how the heck it decides which handling lines are original and which ones aren't, but if you add like additional handling lines that weren't originally there, it just ignores them. So, we have a UFO in the game that's kind of slow. Pointless, but it's there. Now we can go in here. Yeah, this is a model added to the game. This is not originally in the game in any form whatsoever. Also, best name ever. UFO question mark. It sounds like the Sparrow, and basically the handling's the same as the Sparrow, it's just a different model. And we're gonna get creamed. Well, okay, we outranged it. We're not doing too good. So anyway, we have a flyable UFO, which will always spawn at the military base. Go back here, and the Andromeda should be spawned again. And yeah, there it is. I think we'll just land because this is almost dead. And we took 2 missiles, 1 more would kill us. And we'll just take this motorcycle. ECJ. There's a blue cop car. Like I said, I added earlier. Well, here's an Idaho. After driving around a rich neighborhood for 5 minutes, I found one of the cheapest cars I had. I think this is the Vice City model. I kind of prefer the Vice City and GTA 3 models over the Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories models, because they're kind of slightly higher detail. Yeah, you get like a full steering wheel as opposed to like a pentagonal steering wheel, which looks kind of crap. Anyway, the names are custom. There's another one. There's a bunch of them actually. And a clover. My throttle is sticking again. And a Windsor. Stratum. Whoa, was that a Phoenix? Is that? Run. Run. No, it's a Banshee. I've read that phoenixes spawn here very rarely, but I've never actually seen one. It's like the only way to get the Phoenix is to do that one race in San Pierre. My throttle's sticking again. Okay, so we got the Idaho. It's a robbery over there. Broadway, they can be a better car if it didn't have the pimping missions, because otherwise, what happens if you put hydraulics on it, then the missions interfere with the hydraulics, and you can't have as much fun with it as any other lowrider. Fenders can be damaged. That's cool. Yeah, because that's the way they used to do things in Vice City. And they dumbed it down for San Andreas for some weird reason. Anyway, I think this one shares its handling with the Virgo. So they're similar cars basically. Both like 1970s two-door coupes. But unlike regular mod, I could also go and find the Virgo if I wanted to. Spend like 5 hours trying to look for it. Um. Anyway, let's go try to find another elevator. Maybe. Now. Lost both the front fenders. And now a taxi wants to bully us. So I gotta run away. As fast as this piece of crud can run away. We're at a military fuel place. My throttle is still sticking. Oh. Oh, that's the end of that car. Bye. Okay, I'll take the Premier.
You gonna have to walk now, sucker. What are you doing?
Is this where the sweeper spawns here? Yeah, the sweeper spawns in all three cities, but there's really no reason for it. Other than it's just another vehicle you can find. Which is kind of weird. I mean, you think they'd put it in traffic or something, but it just... Jeez. I'm just gonna stay on my side for the rest of... Okay. Well, that was weird. Anyway, there's another new car. Insurrection. With the most complicated name ever. This one shares its handling with the Euros, but it has different sounds. Anyway, this is based off the Insurrection, which was advertised in Vice City, but it wasn't actually in the game. It's like the Maibatsu Monstrosity or the Maibatsu Womb or a lot of other Maibatsu things. There's another one. It's pink. Yeah, so it's kind of a sporty car. Way sportier than the Idaho, at least.
My ride, fool. You hit me, punk.
Ow. It's not nice. So we'll jump this. Or not.
What you been drinking?
That was anticlimactic. I was expecting to go airborne, but I didn't. There's a red one. Pink one. I'm just gonna lose the hook because I'm gonna go back down anytime soon. Another Idaho. Oh, I need to watch the road. There's a new truck too. Cab over. Your throttle is stuck again. See, now try doing the driving school when your brakes basically don't work half the time. Anyway, this is in addition to the other trucks that are in the game. And it's driving away and I can't do anything about it. This is kind of a Fiero looking car, basically. And it kind of fits in with the aesthetics of the game, which is kind of what I went for. Except for like the Idaho, which has more Vice City GTA 3's aesthetics because that's where it's from. So,
Ah, man, thanks for that.
and that's the end of that car, fortunately. There are always cops in the way when you don't want them. I guess that's just GTA for you. And we'll have to take a taxi because it's the only thing I can get. Here. Just bump you out of the way. Because why not? There's a roadblock here. What's the point of that? Yet there's another one over here. Well, I think there's a helicopter that spawns over here, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it only spawns if you reach a certain point in the game, but it's worth a shot.
You hit me, fool.
Move, cars, jeez. Yeah, there is a helicopter over here. Awesome. Is it locked, though? That's the question. Maybe it's not, which is awesome. Okay. Take the helicopter. And we'll go over to San Fierro. Feltzer.
Bad, but it could be worse. I'm in too much debt for
It's
this
the best
place,
card of spawning right now.
Dude, you're messing up my day here.
Jesus, car has changed a lot. Like, it looks nothing like it does in GTA V. It's a completely different car. Oops. More of those Fiero things are spawning.
Fool, you hit me.
They tend to spawn the most. I don't know why. It's like they're based on like the rarest car in the game. That's where the handling light comes from. But they spawn more often than any other car I've added, so that's strange. Anyway, I think their handling comes from the Euros.
You wrecked my shit.
I remember properly.
Oh, what you doing, my wheel?
It's also a slightly newer version of the Feltzer somewhere. Slightly newer than this, not based on the
What's wrong, fool?
GTA V mode. They're all GTA ones. There's Blade, which is the sickest car
How
in
you
Grand
allowed to
Theft
drive
Auto.
if you blind?
When they remade the Blade for Grand Theft Auto V, I was highly disappointed. I really just wanted an HD version of this thing. This thing is awesome. And now it's trashed. Oh well. The closest thing we have to this in Grand Theft Auto V is the Buccaneer Lowrider, which is kind of sad. I really want this thing back in GTA V.
Look where you going.
This is a nice revisit of the game for me. And this is such a nice map. There's so many memorable places. And some that aren't memorable, but still.
Into the road.
There's a slightly newer Feltzer. You can see the front end's just a bit different. You can find all these mods online, by the way. They're made by a wide variety of different people. So. Yeah, and I made this version of the game a long time ago, so I don't even remember where we got half these mods. But if you know them, say them in the comments so other people can find them. Anyway, this one shares its handling with the Feltzer, obviously. It's pretty much just a slightly different Feltzer. But you know, it adds more variety to traffic. So it's cool.
You mad, man?
There's also a Fortune sedan somewhere. Like a four-door Fortune. Actually, that's it right there. How convenient.
Get
Convenient.
away from my car.
So now we have the two-door version, the original version, nearby. Compare it to. See? This is just a sedan version of a car that was already. And I think it shares its handling with that car, but I might have pulled the handling from another sedan. It's got the same sounds and everything. So, okay. So my idea with this building this version of the game was to try to add to it, but in a way that makes it look almost original, like it was supposed to be this way. So that's why most of the mods are similar to other cars, or just other cars from different versions of Grand Theft Auto. And see that. You gotta take an Emperor now. Not really a fan of this car. It's okay. It's just kind of ugly and misshapen. It's got a big forehead. That's what it looks like. If you were to compare this to a person, that's what it would. That's kind of the person it would look like. He's a forehead guy from Racing Lagoon. Anyway, so Washington, some other stuff. There's a train.
Look where you going.
Ooh, two wheels. It's like Midnight Club. So can we flip it onto the front? Nope. San Francisco always makes a fun place to drive. Until that happens. And it's a bad place to sink. And again, so is every place. Anyway. Let's see. What else is there to do?
Move it, Andreas. That's no way to
I still have the spawner active? Yeah, I do. Awesome. There's some other cars I added, but they don't appear very often. With Dimos from,
hit me, asshole.
it's either Liberty City Stories or Vice City Stories, I forget. I never played those two. I only played 3 Vice City and San Diego. A bit of 4, and of course Grand Theft Auto V. Who hasn't played that game by this point?
Did you steal your license?
I don't know where this gets its handling from, but it's fast. I'm gonna guess the Infernus, or yeah, probably the Infernus. There's a fixed version of the Tampa, which is now the gang car for this gang. And there's also the standard beater version of the Tampa, which has just been added to regular traffic. Now the gang gets the fancy version, while the junk version is just the traffic car now. And this actually pulls the handling from the blade, so it's a bit faster than the regular Tampa. Because why wouldn't it be? It's a better car. It's fixed up. Also, because it shares the handling with the blade, it's technically classified as a lowrider. Which is weird, but that's just how the game works. You even have Transfender unlocked at this point. Let's see, Phobos, or whatever it is. Phobos VT. Actually, it says it on the back. So. I don't know what it pulls this handling from. Might be the blade as well. Or Saber, maybe. And we have Vice City's Banshee starring as the Coquette. Since it basically looks like a Corvette. This one actually kind of looks like it belongs here. It doesn't have the texturing that a Vice City model would have. With the exception of having a Vice City license plate. That's about it. That's the only discrepancy. This will appear in traffic on occasion, or I've seen it. And there's the Lumia, which is the name I made up for the civilian version of the Hot Ring Racer. This shares its handling with the Cadrona, I think, and apparently has some custom sounds. It's got like the Fortune's engine sound. And it's supposed to spawn in traffic, but I've never seen it so far. I haven't played through the entire game yet, though, so. Yeah. And the Deluxe, which has a really weird looking back wheel. I think the back wheels are a bit too far forward. It's also got Vice City textures, but whatever. Is this a Vice City model or Vice City Stories model? I'm gonna go with Vice City Stories because it's got a pentagonal steering wheel as opposed to an actual steering wheel. Sorry, I'm talking in fragments. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to think while playing the game at the same time. So that's kind of what happens when you try to do those two things together. Wait, that changes the radio station. So there's a train. That's the ghost from Liberty City Stories, which is basically a Lotus S Spirit. Getting hungry already. I haven't even done the mission where you can unlock restaurants yet, and I'm getting hungry. Really? And this is from Liberty City Stories. See, pentagonal wheel. Also, I think that's the only game in the series it actually appeared in. So, yeah. Anyway, one final thing, which I'm gonna. If I can get into the airport, need an open area.
Look where you going.
A higher flying skill might what? And just climb on top of the security shack. That always works. There's a Leviathan that is probably locked. So he has a Super GT that spawns. This is like the worst car in the game. It's locked. Oh, quick fix to that. Go away, random trainer. Anyway. We can also spawn. I'm gonna cut this video and then add. Well, anyway, as I was kind of expecting, the game crashed after I tried to spawn the air train, which is the airplane that's unflyable from in 3. So I'm gonna cut the gameplay segment of this video here, since there really isn't much else to show, and I'm gonna take the opportunity to show you the lines from the IDE file that I added. So you can see like a complete list of all the vehicles I've added to the game. And then I'll probably end this video here. Everything is basically what it says it is. I don't remember what the Banana 2 is. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been forever since I made this. Stinger is the Stinger from Vice City. The Hellenbach's the Hellenbach from Liberty City Stories, I think. Tampa 2, I showed you that one in the game. The Premier 2, I think, is the civilian version of the Las Venturas police car. The Penetrator is like a Jensen Interceptor looking car. It's kind of weird. There's the Rio from Vice City. The Stardust is a houseboat, because why not? It's a pretty cool boat mod. It's got like a full interior and everything. You could always use more boats. I showed you the Fortune 2. Showed you the Coquette. That's the Vice City Banshee. Actually, the Banana 2 might be the banana from Liberty City Stories. Maybe. It's kind of a Miata looking one. Ballista is the minivan from 3. The Insure is that Fiero-like car I showed you. It has a really long name, so it only shows the last part of the name in game. Centauro, I don't even remember what that is. I think that's a fictional car. Tahoma 2 is the Tahoma Wagon. Patriot 2 is a civilian Patriot. Which, I think it's basically just a San Andreas Patriot you can get in more than one color. It's pretty cool. Lobos from GTA 3. Kurumas from GTA 3. The Rhapsody is it's the Rhapsody from GTA 4, but it's more of San Andreas aesthetic instead of being HD and everything. Big Dog's it's the hot dog van without the hot dog on the roof, basically. The Tempo is a cool mod for the Tempo Matador that adds a bunch of different trucks. It's a pretty cool mod. Ghost, I showed you that one. I showed you Lumia, Phobos, Deimos. And finally, the air train, which I have yet to get working, and because it's a plane, it doesn't actually spawn in the game regularly. Because there's no way to add planes into the game, aside from adding spawn points for them, which, like I said earlier in the video, means you have to restart all your save files, because this old save files won't work once you add those spawn points in. Which is why I only added a few of them, of course, because I wasn't thinking properly. I'll never need more than 2 spawn points to add, will I? Oh, of course not. No. Aside from that, it's basically a standard version of San Andreas. You can play through it just like the other version, except you have extra cars that appear on occasion. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, or subscribe, or all three, or any combination. This is Strike9716 signing off for now. If you want to see more videos about San Andreas, say something about it in the comments, because I'm kind of flying blind here, unless people say something.